Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games and welcome to part 7 of my Pacific States of America playthrough, or I guess I really should just start calling it the Last Bastion of American Democracy playthrough here in Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich version 0.8. So, what is this? 1940 El Centro earthquake. An earthquake has occurred along the southern border of the U.S. state of California and the Mexican state of Baja California. The epicenter is located in the town of El Centro in America. Although it has affected the homes on the Mexican side of the border, 9 people have been killed in the earthquake, over 20 have been seriously injured. The total damages amount to over $6 million US. The earthquake damaged quite a lot of irrigation within the region for farms, which is likely to have ripple effects elsewhere. It was the first major earthquake to be recorded by a strong motion seismograph located next to a fault rupture. Oh, the humanity. So, infrastructure damage. As if I don't. Actually, no, I've actually pretty much prepared everything. So, the liberal unions thing is done. Hold on here. So, it's finally time. New progressive era. Since our election, America has enjoyed a period of growth unheralded in its history. Rising from the ashes of the Civil War, we can now turn our gaze to spreading progressivism around the world. Nice, 200 political power inbound, and let's keep dealing with the socialists and the longists. Still have a ways to go with them. We're still also only on partial mobilization, so probably the next time I get some political power, yeah, once we're done with the new progressive era here, we'll get working on that. Whoops, I think I just lost a couple days of research there. It's fine. Now we did do mobile warfare. We got the Sherman tank up and running. So I'm wondering if I should get the self-propelled artillery just so I can kind of give myself that option. We're still so seriously deep in the hole though with the medium tanks. I just queued them up just to have them, you know. We'll just let that get filled for now. Okay, so let's start working on the military stuff. We've got a research slot available over here we need to assign. We've got land doctrine being worked on already. It is 1940, so I could get the better infantry equipment if I want. We're already working over there. Maybe I should get the xylophone. With the rocket launcher, right? That could be fun. You know what, let's just play it safe. Let's just get the infantry equipment stuff for right now. Now, outdated equipment in production, the 37 millimeter, that's the anti-tank gun over here. Let's get that switched up. Can I? Okay, I was just checking. Because you never know with mods. I sometimes forget if a mod has that ability or not to turn itself into, you can modify equipment you normally couldn't in vanilla. For example, in Equestria at War, you could modify your magical infantry rifles to make them more reliable, which is really useful since they normally aren't. Alright, so what's been going on in the rest of the world? Russia is still pushing pretty darn hard against Germany's alliance, which, again, I'm very, very pleased with. Pleased as punch about. Market liberals are in charge. Oh, Germany. Do you think I would join you just because you profess a love of democracy now? I'm not falling for that. So we do have some spare command power around. Can we assign this anywhere? No. Maybe I can give it to a general I haven't used yet. Yeah, here we go. Make you an infantry expert. Stuff like that. Let's switch you out. Let's let's just spend this stuff. Spend it while you got it, right? Syndicalist bombing. Here we go. 1940 Democratic primary. The Democratic Party has 3 main candidates for the nominee in 1940. California Senator Frank Merriman, Arizona Taylor Jones, who shall be the nominee for the Democratic Party. So, it looks like everybody, or both of them popped up. The 1940 Farmer Labor Party primaries here in a nearly uncontested convention. Henry Wallace was voted the nominee for the Farmer Labor Party. Good for him. So the Democratic nominees, that means the Social Conservatives. Now, Frank Merriman, you can't seem to figure out exactly what the hell you are, so we are going to be going with Robert Taylor Jones as our guy. Okay. Robert Taylor Jones. I can't tell anything about him off the top of my head. Alright, but let's see, we got Powell over here as well. Okay, you got the, whoa, almost clicked something I didn't mean to click, so We'll have Powell here, get the ambusher, just stack some of these things up. So, 1940 Republican primary. The Republican Party had three main candidates for the nominee in 1940. Washington State Senator Emmett T. Anderson, Washington Governor John Arthur Galady, and businessman and industrialist Howard Humes, whom shall be the nominee for the Republican Party. Of course, we do have all these nice new people, but we're going to have Howard Hughes come in here. This is the primary system in action that they've been working on in 0.8, so this is the reason why I think there's over 100. I've been told I know it's dozens, but I think I was told officially there's now 100 people who could possibly lead the United States if you include its break-off nations, and the reason for that is because of all the primaries that you have available to you. So actually, if you're interested in all the possible leaders that are available for the United States of America, go to my Discord and you can see I've created a channel I'm calling the Kaiserreich American President Project. I'm contributing to it, but it's really kind of a group thing. Earl Warren? You could nominate Earl Warren? Anyway, so it's kind of a collaborative thing where you can submit a picture of a portrait from Kaiserreich of an American president or leader or whatever. It could be like a totalist like Browder or MacArthur or a president like Colbert Olson here. And you just say, this is the character, like this person becomes president when you, let's say, for example, here, if you, in 1940, choose Colbert Olson as the progressive primary nominee, you can have him elected in 1940. And it's basically a big search. It's meant to be a big search engine, so people can just search within that database very simply for specific parties who they can nominate and for specific people. Now, I just started that a couple days ago, so it's not that full yet, but please feel free to contribute and go there if you want to know about a specific person. All right, so San Francisco District Attorney Earl Warren, California State Senator Colbert Olson, and Oregon Senator Charles L. McNary, who shall be the nominee for the Progressive Party. Let's go with Earl Warren. Wow, that's kind of funny. So he's going to be the social liberal. So that tells you that Hiram Johnson is not going to seek another term. He's had enough. He's sick of it. Earl Warren, of course, is I was going to say, of course, I don't have to tell you, but I sometimes forget. I know a lot of my viewers are not American, so they maybe don't know figures that we think of as obvious people. But Earl Warren was a Supreme Court Chief Justice, the infamous Warren Court, Warren report of the assassination of JFK when he was shot in Dallas. We all, most people know that at least. But he was the Chief Justice during a lot of famous decisions in the United States, head of a very, very liberal court, probably the most liberal Supreme Court in United States history. Was responsible for the unanimous decision on Brown versus Board of Education in 1957, but also other things. And the thing was, he was nominated by Dwight Eisenhower, who was a Republican and not exactly a liberal. I'd say Eisenhower early in his political career, at least on the campaign trail, he was kind of centrist, and then he moved to the right over time. But I think he once, when he was leaving office, his time as president was over, he gets asked, "Do you have any regrets from your time as president?" And he goes, "Yes, I have two, and they're both on the Supreme Court." And so it's referring to the justices that he had nominated that turned out to be liberal. So we got national populists down south there. I need a head of the military intelligence, but I think I'm going to wait until after the election. Okay, that's it. We're done. We got the new progressive era. We're done. We're recovered. We still need to recover from the economic devastation, but at least as far as the Civil War is concerned, we're recovered. Okay, so now we're just sort of waiting for the election. So for right now, we can do a China policy. Something tells me this isn't really going to work, though, until 0.9 comes out. So in the meantime, let's do, seek international recognition. Just get a nice big chunk of political power. Thank you very much. Partial mobilization as well. Oh, Southwest Africa finished up its little war here. So we need to... I want to spend some of this political power, but where? Get an artillery guy. Medium tank production cost? Yeah. I'll do that for Stutz. Okay, now do I technically have to... Click it again. Is it still doing that dumb thing? I don't even know. Let me try something here. Let me try to make a slight variant. Design is too expensive. I can't put one thing in there. Fine. Alright, how are these all looking? Well, you know what? We'll get them training. That'll give us something. Do I have any chiefs of the army that are going to give me, perhaps, army experience daily? I think Eisenhower can do that in the base. Not in the base, if I play as the Federalists. He might be the only one who does that, though. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because you can't get theorists in Kaiserreich, which is a real shame. So we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way, trading them up. Anti-air equipment, we are still a little bit behind on. It's going to take a few more months before we can fix that. Let's start building some infrastructure out here. We don't have a very big army at all. Look at this. Canada definitely is bigger than us, for example, right now. I'm wondering if maybe I could invest in some light tanks, or no, should I just stay committed? Right now we're at 2,700 days for these medium tanks. Okay. Alright, fine. I'm accepting a little bit of defeat. Let's at least delete some of these, just to make things a little bit better. We're still thousands in the hole. Goodness. But I want to fill up on the anti-air equipment first. How's it going for Germany? Nuremberg has fallen. If I didn't... Wait, am I wrong, or does it look like the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth has managed to slow the advance of the Russians? And it looks like Dmitry here is about to get distracted by going after Iran for some reason. Petrograd fell. Huh. Good play. It's not going to work, though. Let's see. Mongolia is steadily starting to get pushed back by Russia. Oh, speaking of Supreme Court, a court case has reached the Supreme Court of the United States regarding the studio system that has been a legal battle for several years. The issue at the heart of the case was the studio system where the major movie industries would own the theaters outright. After a number of years of back and forth, it has reached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled against the studio system, declaring it was a violation of the antitrust laws. This court case has thus struck down the studio system and marked the end of an age for Hollywood. See, I like those little historical event things. Oh, we are not going to be trading with them. Now, who are the Dutch East Indies with? That's what I want to know. No faction. They're with the Netherlands, right? Who are with nobody. Okay, so we'll trade with them. I find it acceptable to trade with them. We're not trading with any Germans. I want the Germans dead. I want the Canadians dead. I think maybe we're so damn liberal that we need to invite Canada in to enjoy all this liberalness. That's what I think. Bring all the social conservatives in to enjoy the liberal. Come in and... Come on in, boys. The liberal water's fine. Speaking of social conservatives, Albert is in charge in Belgium. Boy, these guys are just taking forever to train up, aren't they? I wonder if this has anything to do with the increased cost or something. I don't know. I haven't the slightest clue. So maybe what I could do is I could start to make some infantry divisions and just not worry about the anti-tank. Just use my other duplicates, my ones that don't have it in here. Yeah, maybe do something like this. Oh, wait a second. Let's get you guys over here somewhere. We need to change where you're being deployed to. There we go. Get out. Okay. All right, a couple of months to go until the election. Man, it really feels like the game has slowed down since the war broke out. And is this new? Did they release the Federation, or was it there before? Sometimes all my different campaigns kind of get a little blurry for me. Austria, of course, is just going to sit there doing nothing forever. And they're not going for Iran. They just were getting the focus done. They're not actually going to make a move. Okay. Modify government? I Maybe I could bring in a social democrat. I'm going to switch to them later. That's the whole thing. Is we want peace in our time. And this is it. We're now just 100 days away from once and for all being rid of the socialist resistance as well as the longest resistance. Can't wait. Now, we could take a side. It'll open up our foreign policy decisions, but I just don't know who the heck I'm going to ever want to work with. You know what I mean? Oh, new nationalism. We might as well pick this up while we wait for the war. Anti-clan laws. Following the first civil war in the 1860s, a number of laws were passed by President Grant to stop the first Klan and their terrorism. During the Wilson and McAdoo administrations, the Klan experienced a major rebirth and then decided to join the would-be tyrant Huey Long. We should use the laws to make sure that these terrorist traitors do not find any rest within America. Death to the Klan. So this new nationalism here, while democracy in of itself is not a flawed concept, the failings of the crony capitalism that permeated the old systems were laid bare by the Civil War. We need to ensure that democracy now works for everyone. Consumer good factories 5%. Oh wait, not minus 5%. It's gonna what? It's gonna give me consumer good factories? No. Okay, it says this stuff does not have any effect right now. Modify production efficiency retention plus 10%. This comes down to the new nationalism. Oh dang it. Oh, can man the guns be here so I can get the ability to just cancel focuses? I can't believe I just did that. That was stupid. I need to take a closer look. And we're gonna have to live with that 5% now for a good long time. That's going to take us up to 40%. Damn. I'm so foolish. So, let's at least start thinking about Hawaii, though. Now, Hawaii, I believe, did join the Germans. So, we should maybe start thinking about how we are going to set up a naval invasion. Now, do we need a certain amount of... Yeah, we do have enough manpower in the field to pull off that move. Stupid new nationalism giving me these painful 5%. Duh. Alright. It is 1948. Let's keep the artillery upgrades coming. And where are we on the Marines? We've got our legation Marines here. McGuckin Committee following the Zoot Suit riots. Oh, there you go. The Mexican government lodged a complaint with the United States State Department to calm tensions between America and Mexico. The McGuckin Committee has been created, led by the Archbishop of Los Angeles, Joseph Thomas McGuckin. The report concluded that racism was clearly at the center of the riots, as well as stating an aggravated practice of the media to link the phrase Zoot Suit with the report of a crime. The governor of California appointed the Peace Officers Committee on Civil Disturbances, chaired by Robert W. Kenney, president of the National Lawyers Guild, to make recommendations to the police. Human relations committees were appointed, and police departments were required to train their officers to treat all citizens equally. Let's hope this is the end of it. Alright, so we got our Marine divisions over here, the kind of bigger ones. So that's, I think, what we're gonna start with them. Wait, how's the Panama garrison look? No, let's do these Marines. Alright, we'll start getting some of you guys knocked out. Now, how are we doing on support equipment? We got plenty of it, so we could... So then what we could do is, let's start, putting the good stuff in here. Recon, engineers, support artillery is good. Do we need the anti... yeah, let's do the anti-air. And there we go. And make them 10 width for now. That would put us over the edge. Okay, that's fine. But I'm just trying to kind of think long term. How long is it going to take to get this? It's only 576 days to get the next T20. So do I get any sort of armor bonus that I haven't already? I don't think so. Military. I could come down here and get military research, but I think there's just too much other stuff I'm going to be wanting to do in that time. So I think what I'm going to do is just take this plunge and start setting up for the T20. Even though it's going to take a couple years before I get it, but we're definitely going to get to the elections. We're still mobilizing. Look at all this manpower I've got. It's amazing. So actually, in lieu of all this manpower that I'm getting, or in lieu of, that's not the right word, but I think what we could do is maybe make some 40 widths, since it's not going to use up any more support equipment. Or you know what we'll call these? The bear divisions. What is going on with my typing? I have been drinking a little bit. All right, save that, and you know what, that's close enough. Let's just get it researching. Okay, so we got that going, and we're gonna come over here and just start turning these into those 40 wits, like I was saying. Infantry. Oh, right, but equipment. I mean, but army experience, right? It gets chewed up so quick when you're not at war. So we could get a medium tank manufacturer, I'm thinking. A little more defense and reliability, or no, let's go for the Auburn here. Yeah. So what's next on the agenda is, well, should be an election. So I want to wait for that. Should be firing any day now. Okay, here we go. So the 1940 presidential election polls have just closed. In the 1940 presidential election, winning both the presidency and a large number of congressional seats is going to be the Farmer Labor Party. Let me just double check, be absolutely 100% sure. Yeah, Farmer Labor is elected. So, you know, the people, they don't want war. They want to go to peace. They're loving the recovering from the Civil War, so they want to keep doing that. So now the Social Democrats are going to be in charge, and they're going to get 20% popularity boost. Ooh, just a little short of 40%, but it's now been bypassed. Was to say, in an upset, the Farmer Labor Party has won the 1940 election. They have a sweeping agenda that emphasizes bending the divide between the working class and the wealthy, as well as building a welfare state. So we just lost some government ideas that we had when we were over here, but that's okay. We'll just get brand new ideas. So, unemployment breeds radicalism. We must ensure that the young men demobilized from the war have meaningful employment, or we'll see a rise in the radicalism we spent the last few years attempting to suppress. So Henry Wallace was a guy who was one of Franklin Roosevelt's vice presidents in our original timeline. He had a lot of them. I think he barely even talked to Truman at the end. Okay, he does not have a little biography, so I'll talk about him a little bit, but very, very progressive dude. Obviously, I think this is the correct call for him to be a member of the Farmer Labor Party. He very much was a friend of the farmer. Did lots of work down in Mexico, helping them with their agricultural stuff. Trying to help them become self-sufficient. Now, I think his work actually predated the work of Norman Borlaug, and geez, if you want to talk about Norman Borlaug, learn about him. If you've never heard about him, you should look him up. I believe he's been credited as the man who saved 1 billion lives because of his work with agriculture. See, way back in high school, I used to be a member of the Future Farmers of America, so that's where I kind of learned about him a little bit. Although I read about him, I think I once read an article about him before that. And yeah, like his work with genetically and creating new strains of wheat helped turn Mexico from a country that had to import its food to one that was exporting food. And then Henry Wallace was like a precursor to that and helping build those kind of that kind of technological innovation and stuff. But my favorite Henry Wallace story is that he was running for president one year, and he was campaigning pretty much exclusively in Jim Crow South, calling for racial equality, the end of segregation. It went about as well as you would have expected, which is not good. He got jeered at. I think he got some death threats. It got pretty nasty in a hurry. Speaking of nasty, why is Germany still hanging on? I think Russia's getting pushed back. They did go to war with Iran. Come on, Dmitry, focus! Well, I've been guilty of it too, opening new fronts of wars. What the heck? Look at this. We got a Russian stripe here. Is this trying to tell me something? Are you threatening me, Russia? Anyway, we're gonna get this research slot here, and okay, we don't have the recovering from. We don't need to recover from the Civil War anymore. We need to focus on dealing with the economic devastation of the war. So to do that, where was it? I had to come at the antitrust laws, and then rural electrification administration, which obviously is very New Deal-ish. So once we've got the youth thing, we're gonna need all 4 of these. So which one am I gonna do next? We got public works projects. Industry bonuses, those could be nice. We are heading into 1941. Production efficiency stuff here, National Housing Act, a bunch of civilian factories. It's not nothing too amazing, but why does it say, oh wait, no, we just finally got rid of the long and the Long rebels and the socialist rebels and the federalists and whatnot. It's all finally gone. Great. So now we are at 100% stability. That's freaking awesome. And 94% war support. So you know what that means? It's time to build the military up, baby. But yeah, for our bear divisions here, let's change the logo. There we go. There's the bear. And we're still mobilizing. Almost 9 million men ready to join in arms together. Let's go over here. Get the... Yeah, that put us a little bit short on the anti-air equipment, but that's fine. Oh, wait, because these are still 20 widths, so I didn't finish fixing these up. Oh, right, because that's so annoying, the lack of army experience. It's like I need to get into war just to really get started here. So what I'm thinking is, I don't want the... You see, the Entente's being annoying with, poking at the Third International. And of course, Wallace is just a pinko, right? So he doesn't give a crap. So let's get the industry stuff. Come over here. Yeah, try to knock some of these out so they get paid forward to the 43. Yeah. I want to try to get some of this research done so it could, yeah, like I said, get paid forward to the 1943 level stuff. Wait, what just happened? Oh, dang it. Here we go. Concept of annihilation. Do we have... Okay, we got all 3 of the tank things ready. Cool. Almost filled up on the anti-air equipment. Still working a lot on infrastructure right now, but that'll probably be the last infrastructure we build for a pretty long time. So anyway, what I was saying, Wallace obviously is a pinko commie, so he's gonna help out the he's gonna help out the Third International, right? Because by attacking the Entente, because of course we want revenge on Canada for the awful things they did in helping our enemies, the illegitimate government of MacArthur during the Second American Civil War. So we're gonna come over here and we're just gonna kick their asses, right? Now, as far as the tanks are concerned, we're still 3.6k in the hole. We're still like 2 years away. I think we're just watching the death of the dream, man. Can we get 4? Can we just get 4 40 widths, maybe? Possibly, probably, unlikely. Let's do something like this instead, and then try to get more. We're building almost 5 tanks a day, so hey, that's something, right? Now we've got the bayonet people over here. We need to get you along this border with Canada in a better way. I might actually deploy some people up to Alaska just to kind of make things a little simpler. Wait a minute. There we go. And we need to... Yeah, we got the tanks along the entire border for some reason. Okay. Let's queue up some kind of militia divisions, I'm thinking. So short on army experience. I need a war just to get the army experience, you know what I mean? So what we are gonna do is, what are we gonna do? Brazil has joined in with Germany. Okay. Oh, the commune's getting torn up down here. Another reason why we should attack the Entente soon. So what I think we might do here then is do the public works project, and then can we take a side? It says we'll unlock our foreign policy decisions, but I think what I really want is the Rainbow War plans. I might as well use the mechanics that are in place, right? And we got tons of time. Wallace is going to be in charge at least until November of 44, right? Unless there's like an assassin's bullet or something. So we've got a lot of time to come down here to bread and roses. So let's see here, 2 months, so figure 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So once this is done, we've got a whole year and a half. It's only going to take us a year and a half to come down to bread and roses. Which is going to give us some big political power, of course, which is very nice. Oh yeah, it said that I was going to pick up something here as soon as whoa, what's going on? Is somebody getting released? Did somebody die? What just happened? You guys saw that, right? That lag? What just happened? Yep, Mongolia got taken care of. They just got spanked. They're under the Russian protectorate now. And so this is good, because now Russia is going to be able to push on Germany harder. And we're not going to reclaim Hawaii yet, like I said. Okay, concept of annihilation is done. We could... What do we want to do? It is 1941. Got all these taken care of. Still 340 days over there, so let's pick up the encryption stuff. Citizen Kane is released. Okay, we'll read this and then call it a day. Orson Welles has released Citizen Kane that has quickly earned praise from numerous filmgoers and critics alike. Many are considering it a groundbreaking film for its cinematography, music, and editing. It is a quasi-autobiographical movie about the fictional Charles Foster Kane, a newspaper editor. In the movie, Kane's career in the publishing world is born of idealistic social service, but gradually evolves into a ruthless pursuit of power. Despite all this, William Randolph Hearst is furious at the film, refusing for his papers to even publish the film. That probably means screen times, I guess, or talk about it. And run defamatory attacks on those that did. Despite his outrage, this hasn't stopped people from going to see it. Rosebud. In 5, political power. Sweet. Okay, like I say, so we're done with the Civil Works project. We need to come down on here to the Rainbow War Plans, I'm thinking, and see what we can make happen. Although, are we only going to be able to use that if we've taken a side and joined a faction, I wonder? Because that would be really annoying. Kurdistan joined the chiropractor, huh? The chiropractor. You know, Kurdistan went to the chiropractor, get itself lined up. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games. We have a new president here. And in the next episode, I think we are going to I just noticed that the game's starting to run faster now that the war with Mongolia is over. But in the next episode, we're probably gonna go to war with Canada. Maybe I'll justify it manually. I don't know. I might actually. I don't want it to make it sound like I'm cheating, but I might actually just check in between episodes whether I need to be in a faction to do this, because I don't know what faction I want to be in, because I sure as hell don't want to work with the Canadians, and I also sure as hell don't want to work with the Germans, because they both contributed to a horrific years-long American Civil War. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens, and I'll see you then. Bye.